my god, I'm sorry about your ears. I did not realise how loud that sound was going to be when I made it. Maybe I did. Maybe it's what you deserve. Hi. Give me a minute. And then we'll start. Actually, next stream we should have significantly better audio as I actually sort my audio out properly. I've sorted it out for my videos. Zin is much more easily. Oh, let me make some things happen on screen. 1 second. Where's this button? Oh, the wizard's curtain's broken. That's not a euphemism. It's the background. Oh, I'll tell you what I haven't done. No. You're not getting me yet. You're not getting me yet. No. I've got a tweet. I am live at an odd time, but I am here talking about, Star Citizen, probably. HTTP //TV /board gamer UK Star Citizen board gamer. Bam, tweet. That's been twoten. And then we're going to go onto my Discord. Oh. Someone has sent me pretty works to look through, which I will look at later. Let's make this happen. Cool. Anything else that I need to get here? If you would like to ask a question during the stream, just put question in brackets, and then you can ask a question. Hi, I'm Board Gamer. I got coffee today. Oh my god, this cup is stained to hell. I have a habit of trying to use the same cup throughout the day, and I just rinse it out. But I don't think I rinsed the outer edges of the cup. You just see it's just stained with tea and coffee. I'm brutally efficient in certain things in my life, and terrible with others. So sometimes my room, or the rooms that I'm in, will be so super ordered, like really nicely ordered, with like everything in its right place, and it's like, oh, this is a little bit anal. Or let me think of another more appropriate term, a more modern term for it. A little OCD, although it's not OCD. Well, then maybe it is. But very, very ordered, yeah. And other times, it's like a bomb site, yeah. It's just everything's everywhere. Now, my room currently, the room that I'm in, is both. Half of it is incredibly ordered, and then the top layer is just chaos. At some point, I need to sort that out. Yeah, see, I'm liking people's NordVPN ads that they're putting together themselves. NordVPN has improved my eyes, and my hair is amazing. Perfect. That's good to hear. I hope you are doing well, J-Bird. Love you loads. Oh my glob. Oh my glob. What's happening? What's happening? I am here. I'm not sure if that's something to celebrate, but you can if you want. So I want to talk about some Star Citizen things. Feel free to, as I said, chuck your questions in the chat. I'm only going to be streaming for a little while. I was going to stream tomorrow. However, Zin was like, people might be angry if you stream tomorrow, and I was like, why? Like, it's some sort of day off Twitch day because of hate raids or something. I'm not sure what a hate raid is, really, because Zin was trying to explain to me what they were. okay, and just says like, oh, sometimes people raid someone else, and the people that go there are full of hate. It's like, sorry, who's full of hate? The people that are raiding. So, well, the content creator is actively gone, let's go and get this guy. Or something like that. Is that what's happened? Because, what? That would be shut down almost immediately, surely. So I wasn't really getting it. I was like, what? I don't understand. Because that sort of stuff sounds like it would be immediately collapsed and immediately sort of like, banned from the content creator level. But, I don't know. So it went, as I don't understand, probably best I don't stream tomorrow, just in case someone's like, you should have known things. And I was like, I don't know things. I know. Is it about Star Citizen? Because if it's about Star Citizen, then I have a good chance of knowing what you might be talking about. It's Hantsu Miku's birthday today. Please wish her a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Ms. Miku. Hatsune Miku. Maybe purposely said wrong. Thank you very much for the donation. And happy birthday. To the great Hatsune Miku. Do you think CIG will honour selling the Raven if it makes the final ship in the ship showdown? So, I think one of two things, okay? I think the two options are either it's not eligible to be part of the ship showdown, because it's not a accessible flyable ship in game. Because it's like a promo ship. They go, well, technically the Mustang Omega isn't a ship that you can also vote for. So they might just ignore it. So it won't actually ever be part of a ship showdown. Or, if it is in the ship showdown, they will sell it. That is, because they've said the 16 ships will be sold, and they might be like, now we can actually get away with selling the Raven, because we've created a paradox, and how do we break the paradox? We make money. So we sell the ship. But yeah, more seriously, if it is eligible and makes the grade, then I would expect them to sell it. Respect to YouTubers and players who have patience on testing this buggy shit. I last 2 to 3 hours each patch before I'm bored. This patch was worse than normal. Can't wait. It's fun to play. I think a lot of people will agree with you. They can't wait for it's fun to play. However, this patch and Xenothreat, the Xenothreat event have been fantastic for me. Like, it's admittedly there is not a huge amount more content in this patch beyond the Xenothreat event working and the Ninetales lockdown, which the Ninetales lockdown is a bit meh. It's a cool extra little thing. Xenothreat, pretty cool. And if there was a dozen or 24 more events ongoing like Xenothreat all around the standard system and other systems that I could just jump in and out of all the time, that would be amazing. That would be absolutely fantastic. And even if they're much more smaller scale than the Xenothreat one. So big steps there towards some actual more tangible gameplay and a more final product. But I mean, still a huge way to go. Now, I very much see myself as a Star Citizen tourist when it comes to enjoying playing it. So I will jump in to a new patch, I'll jump into an event, and I'll play that until I'm sort of done with it. And then the rest of my Star Citizen sort of experience is either getting footage or doing research rather than playing. I'm not in the opinion that Star Citizen is a sit down and play game for me to grind in. Like, I'm looking forward to a new world. I'm looking forward to some of those other games that I can sit down and grind. I'm looking forward to when Star Citizen is finished or in beta, that sort of thing, where I can sit down and play it for a huge period of time and it's sort of more tangible to play. At the moment, I love playing Star Citizen. I love messing around for one-off events, for doing a specific task, but I don't have the sort of wider I'm invested in my character, because my character's going to be wiped. There's not enough content to do all the stuff that I want to do in Star Citizen and stuff like that. So, bear that in mind. Although I would say that 3.14.1 is the most accessible that Star Citizen's ever been, and the best performance and best stability that we've ever had. For the most part, there's going to be edge cases where that's not true for certain people, but I think overall it's been pretty solid. I have crashed once in the sort of maybe 7 hours of gameplay I've had in Xenothreat. crashed once. I've got a 2070 Super, but my PC only runs at 30 frames per second. So in certain areas of Star Citizen, it is pretty slow and pretty performance nommy. However, make sure the thing's got like VSync off. Make sure you've set up. You haven't got any weird restrictions in your NVIDIA control panel. CitizenCon is on the 9th of October. It is a virtual-only event this year. It's still going to be pretty cool. So all day, throughout the day on October 9th. With the Redeemer coming out, what price do you think it would be? I think it's going to be hit around $350. Sort of range from $280 to $350. That's my expectation. What's your favourite ship in Star Citizen? At the moment, it is the Mercury Star Runner. I love the Mercury Star Runner. I love its setup. I love its sort of use cases. I love that it's got some extra sort of gameplay coming in the future with data running and potentially a bit of smuggly boys. So yeah, and I love the vents and the little hidden areas and all that sort of stuff. I just think it looks like a great ship as well. However, I have a lot of love that I realised over the last couple of days for the Cutlass Red and Cutlass Blue. Oh, I love them. I love the lights on them. I love going around in them. Yeah, they're fun. Watching your video so long, seeing your face is strange. Well, not seeing your face, this is so strange. Hi. Oh, so hate raids are more specific to bot accounts, are they? Is that what? Okay, so they raid them. So it's not really a raid. It's just got that sort of pseudonym, or you know what I mean, sort of a nickname. So really, it's a botty, a hate bot. Hate bot. Okay. When do you think we can expect Xenothreat to end? So we know it's running at least until Sunday, and potentially onwards beyond that. I think middle of next week, end of next week is probably most likely. I'm relatively new to Star Citizen, and I'm wondering what ships will be on sale coming this November. Almost everything. Almost everything. You might not have the sort of Mustang Omega and the Sabre Raven, but almost everything else will be on sale. Now, certain ships, like Idris and Javelins, typically come in a very small contingent. They like to sell them in waves of like 50 or 100 or 200, like 4 times throughout the period or whatever. And they'll go like every few hours, they'll go live with a small amount of them, of these like larger ships or rarer ships, which you can purchase. And typically they sell out instantly, but not always. Do you believe in the cleansing fire of the Pyro Sun? So I am not pro fire rats. I think I'd be very anti fire rat. I'm happy to go on a fire rat murder spree. In fact, what's your take on CIG having a halving the Evocati group size? So that's not what's happening at all. So what they're doing, well, as far as I'm aware. I haven't read everything about it all, so from what is public knowledge, or at least stuff that's been shared, I've seen been shared in chat channels and stuff like that, is the Evocati is having a bit of a reshuffle. So accounts that aren't active, they're getting pushed out. Although I think you can probably get back in if you reapply or whatever. But yeah, the inactive accounts are getting removed, and new people will be invited to the Evocati if they have been active on the on PTUs and on the issue council. So new blood, and potentially we might get a huge amount more Evocati, as far as I'm aware. Well, could you please post your Star Citizen referral code in the chat? Is there not a Star Citizen enlist link? So if you go to boardgamer.co.uk/enlist, that will take you straight to the account creation page and will have already filled out a referral code for you for Star Citizen. It's so I can give back to my Patreons and channel members and stuff. So I've made a randomizer for it. John, I hope you're all right, sir. How you doing, man? I'm a lot better. So obviously my father passed away recently, and I've been a melancholy is the term I'd probably use for a little while, and a little bit sort of like didn't really want to go out the house, and been trying to actively ignore some of my friends that have been trying to get me to go out, but now I'm feeling a lot better. So feeling like I can approach the world again a bit more positive, a bit more productive, got a bit more energy. What ships do you recommend for solo and small crew for FPS missions? So FPS missions, Cutlass Red. Cutlass Red, because you can respawn back at your Cutlass Red. Now, in the future, you're not going to be able to respawn there, but it is going to be able to help you with medical stuff. And the Cutlasses are just generally great for solo or small crews. But I really rate the Cutlass Red. What part, if any, of Xenothreat do you think CIG will reuse for upcoming dynamic events? All of it. But not directly, not just copied. Right. I'm hoping that they tweak the Xenothreat event a bit, and have it running as every so often anyway. Like, I don't... It might be that they go, right, it's not appropriate for our future events because we've got a load of plans. But I actually quite enjoy Xenothreat, and I just want to see, like, a couple of dozen Xenothreat-type missions in the verse that I can go and play with whenever I want, sort of thing. So I think that there's a possibility, maybe, that they might just go, you know what, we'll run Xenothreat every couple of months, and yeah, it's not necessarily a one-off event, and then maybe they can make it so that it doesn't sound like a one-off event anymore. But we'll have to wait and see. But all of it will be used for future events. You see what I mean? Because it's lessons learned, it's tech, it's modular pieces, it's understanding how the reputation system ties into that. They can give you physical rewards. It's seeing how players react to stuff. It's PvP versus PvE. There's a huge amount of stuff they use, and the metrics there are important. I have not. I'm not drinking alcohol at the moment. I just haven't been drinking. Maybe I'll get back into very light drinking, but I don't think I'll ever do heavy drinking again in my life. And anyone that's seen me at a BritizenCon or a CitizenCon ever will know that I'm probably, well, they probably know that I'm a pretty heavy drinker. Do you think that people will eventually can build outposts close to each other, practically creating small cities? Yes, I think you'll be able to base build. You'll be able to base build near other people, as long as you've got the land there or whatever. I mean, there's going to be areas that are Wild West, but yes, you'll be able to use other people's facilities and stuff like that as well. So there might be incentivized. There might be incentive to someone have a refinery and someone have a mining facility and them share. At least that's the expectation. How much is the Cutlass? Is it 3.4 mil for the Cutlass? Oh my god, 1.4 mil? I've forgotten all the prices of things. Cutlass. How much is it currently in game? I use Star Citizen tools for most of my stuff, just because it's pretty accurate. 1.4 mil. I might think that this is from 1.4 mil. 1.385 mil, but which I think is the same price as what, Super Hornet-ish? Hope the music's not too loud. What else have we got? Have you had any crashes to desktop with the latest patch? One. And it was earlier today. Server crashes or event broken. Bigger problem with me is server is full. If a server hits cap, it can be a real pain to getting into another. Also, issue trying to join as a group. So me and Zin don't have a problem with joining together. I don't know about large groups. But you think a lot of the armor complaints is more due to 2 of the 3 things we already got, and if your account is older than October 9th. So, okay. So let's have a quick look at this. Let's have a quick chat about this. So there's a physical reward. Well, not physical reward. There's a in-game account-based reward that you can get for playing Xenothreat. So each tier of Xenothreat, and there's 3 tiers, will get you some of this gear. So I think tier 1's the helmet, tier 2 is the flight suit, tier 3 is the upper armor, the torso armor, that you will get attributed to your account after the event. So that's basically a permanent or semi-permanent reward. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, this is a bit lackluster, meh, because it's basically just a reskin of some other armor. But really, it's just a test, okay? It's a test to see what sort of stuff works, how many people are going to attain the top level, how easy it was for them, all this sort of stuff. So it's something a little bit extra. I like the sort of understated look of it all. I think it's pretty cool. I don't see the problem. I think a lot of people are like, meh, want something more. It's just, yeah, it is what it is. Just a test for getting these sort of in-game rewards directly tied to reputation. And it's better to have it than not have it, like as an award. Yes, because yeah, people are like, this already exists in game pretty much. There's no effort here. Well, they just tweaked this slightly and went, you know what? Let's give this as an award. They could have just given the Lamont stuff, and they could have given the stuff that's already in game as a reward, but they went, no, we'll just have a slightly fractionally different variant with a little decal on the back and things like that. And I think that's fine. So the footage you're seeing in the background is from Horizon. From me and Zin capturing some footage in Horizon. If Clan Imperium does sell the Raven, does that mean the Idris M and the Vandal Scythe could potentially be sold? But you'll definitely be able to get them in game. And technically, like, CIG have got no firm 100%, and the F8 Lightning potentially could all go on sale. I think it's unlikely, unless they try and... If people weren't annoyed... So, if, for example, they sold the Saber Raven, yeah, and people didn't get too annoyed, and they went, oh, it's a clever way that CIG can actually sell it, then I think they would sell other things like that as part of the ship showdown. They'll go, hang on, we can use the ship showdown to crowbar ship sales in that we're not supposed to sell. We'll have to wait and see exactly what CIG decide, basically. As a cook, you probably prefer a very controlled button. Chefs usually oppose self-searing. What? What's going on? What am I talking about? Tsunemiku, can we apply for chat mod? Will be nice helping out. Oh my god, yes. They say J-Bird has done so much work on my channel for the YouTube sort of moderation and that sort of stuff. Hatsune Miku, feel free, and anyone else that's interested, if you want a mod on Discord, Twitch, YouTube comments, drop me a message. You can either get me at rich@boardgamer.co.uk, email, or you can get me at discord.dg/boardgamer, and then just chat to me there, send me a message. Have a quick chat, make sure Zin's alright with it, because she's basically HR now. I am the worst person in the world to mod for, though, because I don't know what's going on. Do you think CIG in the future might implement AIs that learn your playstyle better, and learn better how to interact with you? I don't think so, unless that becomes like an industry norm. I think that what they're more likely to do is use the metrics to then have to code AI. The thing with AI learning is that it does weird stuff to try and win or to try and break things or get around things. There's lots of really interesting videos you can watch on AI learning, especially when two learning AIs are going against each other. They just start to do really odd things. Why do you play Star Citizen? Also, my deepest condolences for yours. That is the hardest thing to deal with. Yes. So yeah, it's okay. I appreciate the kind words. I'm sort of in a much better headspace now. So I really, really enjoy Star Citizen. On paper, it's the sort of game that I want. Like, I loved EVE. I love my MMOs. I love economy-based games. I loved Free Space and Wing Commander and all that sort of stuff. So it combines a load of genres together that I genuinely love, and it does it in a way that it's sort of got a huge amount of legs and it's got a nice complex economy. I really want to get involved with the sort of industry side of Star Citizen, and having all of those gameplay mechanics all interact with each other, but you don't have to do all of them. That's so cool and so interesting to me. The Dark Universe Sim and all that sort of stuff all coming together. So on paper, I'm loving the idea of Star Citizen. In practice, I'm loving the development and the project of Star Citizen. They certainly do get stuff wrong and all that sort of stuff, and it's a slow burn, but I am really into it. I love the community as well. Made some fantastic friends, but I just sort of enjoy talking about Star Citizen and having this sort of YouTube channel and all that sort of jazz. Do we know if the rewards for Xenothreat will carry over to the final game? I believe so. Obviously, there could be changes and caveats to that, but it looks like it's an account reward. What kind of video panels are you expecting at CitizenCon? So I'm expecting to see Dynamic Economy and Dynamic Universe Sim sort of update from Tony Zerovic. Expect to see some gameplay loops of certain descriptions, just whatever sort of new. So that might be the future of medical refueling, stuff like that. I'd expect to see a panel on star systems. So maybe looking at Nyx, maybe looking at Pyro in a bit more detail. Something on new ship ideas, because that went very well. Theatres of War. Potentially something on Squadron 42. We'll have to wait and see exactly what Callum Prim got planned for that sort of stuff. Obviously a gameplay demo, and that's going to have some near future gameplay. Some cool stuff probably that's a mixture of 3.15, 3.16, and some future stuff. Some clever missions, whatever. I do expect that to be over the Nyx and Pyro systems, probably, maybe. That's what it looks like to me. But there'll be loads of minor panels as well, and I would expect them to look at the Turbulent Studio and exactly what they're doing. We're in the run-up to CitizenCon now, very much so. And there's a lot of stuff that they want to sort of... I think there's a lot of stuff that might be near 3.15 or 3.16 that they sort of haven't told us about yet. So, because 3.15 really is more of a focus on medical gameplay, new missions in general, some interesting new missions, and things to do. Maybe an event, we don't know that. We don't know yet. And the inventory system. And this is like big steps towards cargo refactor and having persistent habs and having Death of a Spaceman. So big important things, but implemented in a more minor way. But 3.15 is looking pretty good. Like, there was nothing slips in the latest roadmap update, and a lot of stuff was firmed up. Any idea when land claims might happen? So Erin Roberts wanted them in and was planning to put them in at the end of 2018. They wanted land claims and laws associated with land claims. So not base building, but sort of like the exploitation of land and going, this is my mining land sort of style. So we know it's probably not too hard for them to actually do. We also know that they're working on much more in-depth base building and persistent hangars and homesteads and new outposts and lots of stuff. So I don't know, but there's a lot of stuff and a lot of work going into similar content. I don't... I know this doesn't exactly fit into 3.14, 3.15 discussion. You talk about whatever you want. You can ask questions whatever you want. I just put sort of suggested topics in the title, and I will sort of default to those. But has there been an evolution on the interdiction system? At this point, the Mantis is kind of a one-trick pony. Expect interdiction to get some evolution to it. For sure, like that, it will need to be tweaked, especially with physicalized components and how that all works. I'm hoping to see some form of Webifier type stuff as well to slow ships down. But we do know there's sort of like there's going to be interdiction modules or larger ships that will be able to do interdiction as well, or at least that's the plan. When do you think the first wave of PTU will start for 3.15? Last couple of weeks of September, most likely. Oh, first wave PTU, very end of September, if we're lucky. So it'll be between the end of September and the middle of October, the first wave PTU. Sorry, I thought you meant Evocati, my bad. How likely do you think it will be that CIG might go too far into the sim aspect and we lose the arcade feel? No. I think they want some sim elements, especially when it comes to economy. And how some of the forces react. But it is very much a game. They are going to gamify it. I don't think they really want super arcade either. They're going to save arcadiness for Theatres of War, Star Marine, and Arena Commander. But I do think it's going to be very gamified rather than sim. Do you see the Gen 12 rendering making a big difference in performance for lower hardware spec machines? Yes. It will make the game much more scalable, and then they can start to refine and polish some of the graphics options. So that they actually do stuff. What fighter ship would you say I should upgrade my Hornet Ghost to? If you like the Hornet, then go for a Super Hornet. I really enjoy the Sabre. Or you could go Cutlass Blue. Were you surprised to see your T-shirt on Graphic Design Artist? Yeah, so I absolutely adore Jay Lee. We got on very well. I love to play more games with him. He's a very fun and happy man. We had an intimate, strong, powerful hug at CitizenCon 2949. Tyler watching, going, oh. I love JD. I think he's a top chap. What else we got? Do you think Squadron 42 will have humour? Yes. I mean, it's the Morrow. Morrow's supposed to be quite humorous as a character. They will have humour in it. You recommend Star Citizen tools, not Universal Item Finder? I use them all. So, okay. Star Citizen tools has a load of other elements that I've used for a long time. Universal Item Finder is very useful as well. As is things like Urkel Games. And that sort of stuff. So, fair point, though. Universal Item Finder is very useful. What's the other? I don't know. Not tuned in a while. I'm glad you're still doing Star Citizen. I will be doing Star Citizen for many years to come, my friend. From other comments, I'm sorry to hear about your death. That's right. No worries. Thank you. Very much appreciated. I think the armor complaint has no arm or leg armor. Feels incomplete until the legs and arms are added. Doesn't matter what armor. Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean, Sketch Therapy. People saying reward is meh. Confound me. It's CDF. You're lucky if they give you more than £1 back. I know, right? Well, the rewards for the missions are pretty sweet. So if you've taken Cawthor Arms and you've taken the Xenothreat mission, because now it's 2 missions effectively. When you finish the first part, you can go immediately take the mission to the second part. The rewards are pretty sweet, and you get a load of money for taking out the ships. It's great. Appreciate all the love. Thank you, thank you. Do you actually want me to make Sketch Therapy a mod, Jaybird? Immediately in the running are Sketch Therapy and Hatsune Miku. Can has arm and leg armor to match. Yeah, I mean, I'd like them to add another couple of levels of reputation so you could get the full set. Yeah, okay, I understand. Like, maybe more, even if it was just more sort of more mellow rewards, that would have been fine. And like a pistol in the same skin, and that sort of thing. Okay, no, I can see that. I see no ended. No, so Xenothreat's ongoing. It's going to be running multiple times over every day on the servers, at least until Sunday. At least. Beyond that, we don't know because we can only see till Sunday. Have you experienced instances of oxygen in space or no damage taken for not wearing a suit? No, I've had the opposite. I've started to suffocate while wearing my suit. Yes, as a chef, I prefer to control fire than worship it. That's true. Although I was watching a compilation of Crinkly Head, Gordon Ramsay, punch salmon. I think he's mad. I love him. Do you think there will be a new ship announced? Yeah, for Citizens Con for sure. Probably multiples. Multiples. Oh yeah, SSD. Star Citizen must be installed on SSD, but it doesn't have to be. But you are shooting yourself in the foot very slowly over a long period of time. What else have we got? So ship-wise, there's a lot of things that could be coming out of CitizenCon. Argo Raft, Mobile Refinery, Anvil, Capital Ship, 400, 500i, New Origin ship. There's quite a lot of stuff, and there's a load more stuff beyond that too, and variants of ships and vehicles. Do you think we'll get any new info or look at the Banner Merchantman CitizenCon? Yes. I think, well, maybe not. Yeah, I think so. I think even if it's just a little tiny look at the Banner Merchantman, probably see it at CitizenCon. But definitely this year. Almost definitely this year. I can't say definites because I'm not in control. Dude, I want Rivers and Roads so badly. And it's really cool that they are talking about them now and they're going to be working on them. And we should see the work on Rivers very soon, later this year. And then Roads early next year. And that'll be great because then they can place Rivers and Roads and they'll look good and they might connect outposts and long distances on planets with a road, which will be great because they're a nice flat area for us to do races on or to generally drive around in the persistent universe. I actually think they're pretty cool. I mean, Star Citizen is very pretty. And a lot of people want a Euro Truck Simulator. Will we spawn hospitals and then rent habs to hold items in a work area persistently in 3.15 or 3.16? So You'll probably spawn in hospitals as part of medical gameplay in 3.15. You'll set your spawn point at the sort of medical insurance areas at a hospital. And it's likely, depends on exactly the implementation we're getting though for local inventory in 3.15, that you'll be able to move your items from your ship to your character to your hangar. Could we have a persistent hab in 3.15? Probably not, because they've got persistent habs planned for 3.17. 3.17 or 3.16? I think it's 3.17. Persistent habs. This isn't hangar 3.17 currently. How close do you think we are from hiring NPCs? Probably way out. So 2 things I foresee before we get hireable NPCs. We'll get AI modules, so AI blades that we'll be able to put in some of our ships in the computer slot or whatever, and they'll be able to semi-automate some of our functions, like some of our turrets will be able to be automated and automatically fire. You might be able to have some e-warfare stuff, or you might be able to have chaffs and flares automatically launching, things like that. So I think that's to be the first thing that we get. I also think that we'll then get AI much more readily part of missions that will accompany you. Sort of people that you've got to rescue and then take back to an area rather than just teleport out once you finish defending them. Yeah? And then, a while after that, NPC crew. Do you think they will build more systems so that exploration gameplay will actually be unexplored systems? So I think the star systems are going to be pretty big, and there's going to be lots of interesting points of interest and things to discover, even in a well-traveled system, because you'll be able to go out onto the edges of it and stuff will spawn there and things like that. But I do think there's going to be some systems that are quite dangerous to get to, some that will open up after events, things like that. So I do think exploration is going to be a big part of Star Citizen, and I don't think it will be hampered by the fact that we only have eventually 120 systems. I think with a dozen systems, you'll be able to have a huge amount of exploration. When might we expect some more optimization? So 3.14.1, I actually think it was reasonably good for optimization. However, we are waiting for the big optimization that probably Gen 12 and Gen 12 Renderer and Vulkan will bring. I'm hoping that we see that this year. Do you have the gold 600i? No, I do not. I've spent $3,000 on the game on my main account. Do you think they will add a better way to keep track of all your refinery jobs in one tab? Yes. So in 3.15, we're getting the asset management app. So that will tell you a lot more what's going on with your assets. I suspect that will, if not already, will also go into refinery jobs, either as a separate app or as part of the asset manager. That would be my expectation there. How about a patch for the flight jacket? Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have seen that as one of the rewards for Xenothreat, for sure. Where can you buy large ships in Orison? Nowhere currently. Eventually, it will be the Crusader showroom. So that will open up later. That will open up in 3.15. Probably. So in the background, that is actual gameplay that me and Zin have recorded. Well, not all of it is. Some of it's taken from Inside Star Citizens and stuff like that. So it's not all our gameplay. Summer Yeti, I'd probably be okay with you modding as well. Baba Yaga, thank you very much. I appreciate the beautiful love. Thank you. Money is love. Right? Gordon Ramsay is the man, indeed. Are you Legatus Navium level? No, so I haven't spent $10,000 on the game. That's madness. mean, I clearly... I've been covering Star Citizen for many years as my main job. I do not have that sort of money to spend on Star Citizen. I've been paying for a little over a year now, and things I really struggle with is making money or people that want to team up. Any advice? Join an org. Join a different org. Or join multiple orgs. You can certainly find orgs that are doing stuff all the time. Because I get invited to do lots of random stuff constantly from different orgs, but I don't have the time for it at the moment. But yeah, to find the right org, you'll be fine. And there's loads of stuff that you can do to make money. Xenothreat makes great money at the moment, and some people do a load of mining, some people do a load of cargo stuff, some people just grind the hell out of the bounty hunting missions. Any more word on Titan Armor? Nope, they have... gone quiet about it more beyond. We know that they want to prioritise it a bit because of Theatres of War. They want it in Theatres of War. It's one of the reasons that the Nova tank got prioritised. Will they ever fix trade? I hope so. So there's obviously problems with trade at the moment. I think that they're probably going to come up with a bit of a cargo patch, either on 3.15, more like 3.16 now, that will sort a lot of stuff out. Because they're obviously, with the inventory sort of management stuff, that is very cargo based, and I'm hoping they do something for 3.15. An Argo Firefighter ship. So basically a mole that shoots water instead of lasers. Would it shoot water? Would it shoot some sort of carbon foamy stuff? I'm not sure if I like... Do I like the idea of a firefighting ship? When will we have good breakfast options? Is there a Space Waffle house planned? Almost certainly Space Waffles. What else have we got here? I've noticed the damage on all laser repeaters have the same damage on the Equal side. Is that true? I have not actually looked into all of the weapons because we moved over to laser cannons for a while as we were messing around and found them relatively good until they stopped hitting stuff. We need to... Minzin have not looked properly into meta, and we will. I don't want to give you wrong information. The current personal inventory UI is bad, and the previews they've done show the same UI. Do you know if there's going to be an updated UI? I hope there's going to be an updated UI. Crinkly, yeah. Gordon Ramsay is known as Crinkly Head. He's got a very aggressive crinkles. Which system do you think we'll get out of the next system? I'm hoping they'll open up the Odin system. It makes sense because they've probably done a lot of the Odin system for Squadron. That's right. This. So J-Bad, who do you think's suitable for mod at the moment? Sketch Therapy, you think? You like old Sketch Therapy? Yes. I'm just putting it in your hands. What is your thoughts on the current version of the Connie Taurus and how long it took for us to get it? It was weird that it took so long, isn't it? It was a bit weird, and that there was no other greater Taurus constellation rework at the same time. I don't know why it took so long. To be honest, so I understand that when they started to do it, they kept on going, we need to actually do this instead, and they sort of deprioritized it. I thought it would have been easy to get out pretty quick. I'm hoping they tweak the struts in the constellations to have more rigid glass rather than struts. Thoughts on seeing pre-rendered CIG or actual player gameplay in Nyx after Pro this year? So I don't mind if they show some cool pre-rendered stuff, but I'd like a nice gameplay demo as well. Legatus Navium is 25,000. My bad. Am I mad? Well, you spent 10,000 on the game. Are you mad? I'd say it would be mad for me to do. But you are clearly a monster. Don't click me. I will not shame people for doing something that I'm jealous of. Effectively, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'm a thrifty mofo. Now get on you. Hey, Bod, with the new loot generation, what type of items do you want to be obtainable? Exploring loot boxes. That's a good question. Obviously, you want just some valuable items that you can immediately sell. So some cargo items, some little lootables. Generally some weapons. It'd be nice to see some skinned weapons and gear and armor and stuff that you can only get in those loot boxes. Final value of the Banner Merchant Man, I think at least $650. What's the word on the missions for the Mercury Starlight? Can you be more specific? Obviously, you can do mod crew missions in general. We're waiting for the data running gameplay. So waiting for data running and sort of hacking, I suppose, as well. And then we'll learn more, I would expect. What is Theatres of War? Theatres of War is game within the game, sort of Battlefield style, 20v20, objective-based arcade shooter in Star Citizen sort of scale. I say Star Citizen scale, on a planet that will have you sort of moving between objectives that they've been building out for a couple of years now. With the gold standard upcoming for many ships. So gold standard just refers to them putting the current best level of technology in what's the best ship they can make with the current level of tech and bringing it up to that standard. So that's the current gold standard. I'm saying it's going to be Squadron 42 ships that they do first. So we've seen them do the Gladius and the Sabre, and they're working on the Retaliator now. Do you think they will solely focus on adding the component and bringing them up to date, or use the opportunity to modify the issues as well? I think you might see some issues modified. However, balance and some tweaks for stuff, that's more stuff that they'll be doing throughout patches anyway. This is more metrics things that they're doing now. This is more sort of modeling and that sort of stuff. Making sure all the animations are correctly there. Do you know someone with a 600i? And if so, can I get a tour? A gold 600i. I'm pretty sure Noob has a gold 600i. What is the Odin system like? So, Odin is an interesting one. So, one of the planets is destroyed. Odin 1's destroyed. And you might have seen some of this stuff in the Squadron 42 vertical slice that they showed a while ago. So, it's been destroyed. It's sort of like now this interesting asteroid field gas cloud electricity thing called the Coil. So that's sort of like a weird dense area where pirates hide out, and it's quite dangerous. It's quite this. It's got this interesting sort of pull there where lots of pirates hide. We've done a couple of videos on it if you want to check out the Coil and the Odin system on my channel. Since I've got NordVPN, my IQ has risen above 90. Nice. Do you know someone? That's literally what you talked about. Love all the Star Citizen brands, but I'm concerned that there aren't enough ship brands and nuke vessels among the brands. Don't you worry. They're going to add a load more to Star Citizen. Don't you worry. In my opinion, with the new Connie, since it won't have a scanner area and whatnot, They need to combine the cockpit with the bed area and extend the cargo area or smuggle area. Yeah. Eh. Any new mods or anyone that wants to be a new mod, when you become a mod, be very, 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 very lenient with everyone. I'm fine with people speaking their minds. I'm fine with people that may seem to be trolling. I'm fine with them asking questions as long as they're not being absolutely repulsive. And I mean like 100% super sort of like, oh my god, what the hell are you doing sort of thing. But I don't mind people doing a bit of trolling. I don't mind them having an opinion. I don't mind having a hot take. I don't mind them venting. I don't mind them chatting. Obviously, there's a load of stuff that's instant bans if it's sort of like sharing content they shouldn't be or being naughty, whatever. Make sure that sort of stuff's dealt with. But pretty chill. If in doubt, probably all right. If like, oh my god, I need to get rid of this immediately, probably right thing to get rid of it. Genuinely appreciate. Jaybird, you are literally a godsend to me. Thank you so much. You are a legend. Well, technically not a question, but I did some math and looked at the TAMSA system. Even the Carrack would have to have triple its quantum fuel to make it to the outermost planet and back to Jumper. Yeah, there's interesting stuff with scaling some of the systems, for sure. And for me, okay, the Carrack needs to be able to generate its own fuel somehow. I think Star Citizen needs to create a brand war between ship brands, such as Ford versus Chevy, so players stick with their personal favourite ship brand. Yeah, maybe. I think you could sort of have that already. How many runs of this to get all the rewards? You can do it in 3. You can do it in 3 runs for Xenothreat to get all the rewards. Jetpacks. So we've got EVA stuff. There is going to be ways of surviving ejecting in atmosphere, but we don't know what that is yet. If it's parachutes, if it's jetpacks or whatever. Could we have jetpacks separate from that in the future? Maybe. They have not talked about that though. Yeah, civility is what I sort of want above all, for most part. However, typically if it's grumpy and angry or shitty directed at me, I'm much more tolerant to that. Like, I'd rather people know that they can be like that. I'll give them the time of the day, and if they push it too far, then they get the banhammer. Are you excited, I'm assuming excited, about hanging out and doing nothing in bars in Star Citizen with 7 meshing in? Yes. With loads more people. What org are you with? Loads. I'm with loads of orgs. And what profession are you keen to play in the future? Everything. I want to try everything, but I'm much more interested in the industrial gameplay. So that's a mixture of base building and salvage and economy stuff. What exactly is the purpose of the scanner on top of the Connie? For scanning things. Boom. Next question. Does it seem like we are really starting to hurt for ships like the Kraken and the Crucible for the rearming capability? So refueling is going to be really important when we have Pyro, for sure, because there's not very many places to refuel in Pyro. I want the Kraken in the game ASAP, for sure. Are you happy with ship combat? I'd like to see much longer range engagements, given the range. Yeah, so I'm fine with the range of combat on dogfighting and fighters, yeah? But I want much longer range with capital combat and capital ships. So really we need player-run capital ships in the game to be able to do that sort of stuff. And like torpedoes firing from Polaris and the Perseus firing rounds and the railgun from the Idris and the big barrages of gunfire from a Javelin. And we sort of see that in Xenothreat from the AI using it. But yeah, I do want the longer range engagements as well. But I like the dogfighting range. Ish. When do you think we'll see a Squadron Beta release? I don't think we're going to see a Squadron Beta release. Squadron 42 is not going to be beta for us mortals. It's going to be released. It's going to be released live, but the beta will be internal. It's possible that the Evocati might get it for like a week before it's released or something. For stress testing, maybe. ODST drop pods. I love the idea of drop pods, to be honest. Like, quite genuinely. I think it would be like a big drop pod for lots of people. Maybe, I don't know. I like the idea though. Since you're a veteran of EVE, indeed, how do you think orgs and CIG will deal with counterintelligence and espionage? I don't know. And it depends on what sort of stuff you can do with counter espionage and intelligence and all that sort of stuff. It's sort of important. It's important information collecting. It's important gathering stuff. It's also important they deal with organizations. What is the maximum org size you can have? Things like that. Because at the moment in Star Citizen, it's unlimited. And that's mad. Is the Javelin going to be good for a cargo ship? I mean, it's going to be inefficient as a cargo ship. If not, what if the cargo it delivers is death and destruction indeed? It's going to be a good cargo ship if you're planning to move munitions around. Do you expect the Kraken news during CitizenCon? Yeah. I mean, I would expect to see some bits on it around CitizenCon or later this year. Do you think that the Polaris is going to be OP? No. I mean, all the ships are going to be balanced eventually. I mean, and certain ships are going to be very powerful for particular roles, yes. To rephrase my question, when do you think Squadron 42 will release? Rough estimate. Squadron 42, I'm optimistically hoping that it will be the end of next year. I appreciate a load of new mods that have been recently elevated to modhood. Obviously, there's some other people that wanted mod. Just message me. We'll sort it out. Talk about it. Make sure Jay Burden's in are happy with it. You can refer to Jay Bird as JPED Senpai. What do you think of ship towing as being a cool gameplay loop? Just thought of it. There is a ship tow ship. There's a tow ship. There's the what is the name of the tractor beam ship? Why can't I remember things? I'm a dum-dum. Is it SRV? SRV? I'll go SRV, thank you. Janaz. Appreciate it. Confirming my madness. I can't find it. I was search for tractor beam ship. And I was like, I think it's the SRV. There's already a tow ship. Well, it's not in game yet. We don't have the tractor beams yet. Well, we've got hand tractor beams. Going to take a lot of them to move a ship. Any advice on where people... Any advice on where to find people to help me build my org and corp? Online Guardian, feel free to drop me a message, because I'm going to be looking to do org spotlights again. I don't really have many tips on how to build an org. I haven't really done it myself beyond... I got a YouTube channel and said, join my org. We don't do anything, but we will in the future. Social things. So, really, you want to get a few good people, like lieutenants, that can then help you do a mixture recruit and organize stuff for the new guys that come in. So there's always something running. But it depends on what your org does, what you want it to do. I was looking at a brochure for the Crusader series, and it showed lots of military equipment. What's your opinion on expectations on this army equipment? I think that some of the military equipment will actually be available to us in the game, and it will be top tier and really good. What do you want from me? What's your prediction on border mechanics in the future, especially initial ingress into vessel? So they've talked a lot about stuff between like internal turrets that you might have to deal with, sort of security rooms that will be able to lock doors and that sort of stuff. So a mixture of welding doors, breaching doors, taking out power, that sort of stuff. So typically boarding actions will most likely be done on ships that are damaged, because you've shot them loads, you've destroyed some of the components, you've disabled them. Not always, but I think that's going to happen quite a lot of the time. So it'll be interesting, and then you can breach from certain sides, and then you can assault them. I'm really looking forward to boarding. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Are we still going to have gravity generators? Can we disable them? Because that changes things a lot, doesn't it? So, do you think the Vandal Void Bomber will be able to be a player-owned ship? Maybe. We don't know. With other than the Vandal replica ships, and we don't know if there's going to be other ships, because the idea is some of the Vandal ships, when you try and capture them, they self-destruct, things like that. Do you think the where can we message you again for the org spotlight? Just richardboardgamer.co.uk, or you can go on to Discord, discord.gg/boardgamer. Just message me on Discord, message me on my email, whatever. Three full runs of Xenothreat, getting involved, helping with the cargo, shooting the javelins, shooting the Idris, not javelins. Idris was a lot. Do it in 3. You can do it in 3. Do you think they will add the ability to use the Argo Mole mining lasers remotely? Kind of like remote turrets. I think you'll be able to get NPCs to do it. But I don't think you'll be able to use them remotely. Right. Do you think we'll see planets with large oceans that require ships and amphibious capabilities? So, definitely large oceans, yes. They have been working on water-based gameplay, and we've seen on the roadmap some potentially aquatic vehicles / ships, but we're not sure exactly what. Funny question about the Vandal ships. What do you think of the all-red display? They obviously like the aesthetic. That's what it is. They like the aesthetic. I think an aqua sort of bioluminescence, green or blue would have been better, but they obviously want the Vandal to have red as their sort of main colour. Do you think the Caterpillar command module, the bridge, will have a quantum drive? I would expect it to, yes. That's a good question. I would have expected it to until you asked me about it then. Given the considerable time and research you dedicate to Star Citizen and its happenings, what's your best guess for when Pyro system might be released? Q2, Q3, 2022. That's my current expectation. Though I think that CitizenCon will give us a deeper understanding of sort of timelines for that sort of stuff. Dr. Introvertus. Can't even say your name, Dr. Introvertus. Evening. Greetings. Hope you are doing well, sir. I'm going to stop pretty soon. Do you use dual joysticks? No. So I was much more... So I had a Virpal Constellation Delta, although I did actually have 2 sticks, but I prefer the HOTAS setup, the Virpal Constellation Delta. Love Virpal stuff. I think it's amazing. It's the best stuff I've used. But I use mouse and keyboard now just for ease of use. Will you be playing Halo Infinite? Yes. Play through all the Halo series as they were re-released on PC. I love that. That's childhood. Will there be orbital drop capabilities down the road? Don't know. I like the idea of it. There was supposed to be ways of surviving ejecting in atmosphere, so that could be parachutes, that could be other things. So with the HABs, are we going to be able to build them out module-wise, or do we need a ship to do it? So, they said that... So originally, the Pioneer was supposed to be the base building ship. And it still is. It is more of a mobile factory now, that is what they said. And they are expanding base building gameplay significantly. And you do not need a Pioneer, that's what they said, to be able to base build. So maybe you need another ship, maybe you need a vehicle, maybe you can fabricate in other ways. So we know there's ways of building bases, we know there's going to be lots of base building stuff, and that a Pioneer is going to be very useful for that. But we don't know much beyond that. I'm a big fan of World of Warcraft and X-Wing Squadrons. Would I like Star Citizen? Yes. But Star Citizen is not a fully fleshed out game yet. If you don't mind jumping in for a few hours as a tourist occasionally, for events, for major patches, for free flies, then Star Citizen's great. If you want something to sit down and play for hundreds of hours, you can actually get that in Star Citizen, maybe if you're in the right org, but the game is very alpha and very limited gameplay at the moment. Does each SIP brand have their own development team? No. They do mix stuff up a bit, and they do change the teams around. Sometimes they'll reuse some of the artists and some of the teams. They do have a style that they go with, though. Sneaky double question. Do you think we will be able to make alien race characters? Eventually, yes, but maybe they sort of said originally after release, probably. Or after release, maybe. So not in the medium term, at least. Would you like to see a heavily organic ship, a living ship? So the Banu ships are kind of a little bit like that. I mean, there's slightly reined back Geiger. Is the way I sort of see the Banu aesthetic. I would expect that we'll probably see some bio ships though in the game. When will the Mercury Star on a giveaway be decided? Oh, probably tomorrow. I'll probably do what's happening September and roll the winner just before I do that video. So probably tomorrow, midday-ish, UTC. What do we know about hacking gameplay / minigame? We know that you're going to be able to use hacking keys to open up hacking ports on different services in different areas for various types of gameplay, including hacking down your criminal rating, but lots and lots of other stuff as well. There's part of missions, there's part of data running gameplay, all this, lots of different things, and for lots of different purposes, even just opening doors. And then it's going to be a mini game that you play on your mobile device / HUD, where it looks like at the moment they had plans to do like a pipes or nodes thing where you've got to link them but avoid others, sort of like you typically get in those hacking type games. Are you excited for medical gameplay? Moderately. It depends on what sort of... If we get a down state in 3.15, yes. I'm really looking forward to a down state, because then you can rescue people. When you get knocked down, you can get up again. You're never going to keep me down. Yeah, Geiger's a solid influence. And also I've been playing lots of Aliens Fire Teams recently, which I really like. Are we getting pets in Star Citizen? There is a stretch goal for that they met. So yes, but to what extent, I don't know. Are you going to have animals following around that can murder stuff and your companions like that? Maybe. Is it going to be more terrarium based or fishes and things that you can keep in your hab? Probably more likely that. Gib 4.0 indeed. Building on the bioship question, to clarify, means similar aesthetics to Tyranid-esque ships. Yeah, I suspect there's probably going to be things like that in the future. CIG will go, you know what? Weird alien race. Technical. Cthulhu / Tyrannid. Fishing will be added later, right? Well, it's going to be an MMO. Can't have an MMO without fishing, eh? Will most or all ships be rentable in-game? Yes. Will I be able to fulfill my fantasy of being a Lord of War, providing heavy combat ships to people for a price? Yeah, you can also do that. I would expect you to be able to rent out and sell your own ships as well. I think that is the plan. We'll have to wait and see how robust contracts and things like that are. Right. I'm going to go dash off. Maybe have some dinner. Go see how Zin's doing. So we played maybe 4 to 6 hours, maybe 4 hours of Xenothreat today. Ran out a few times. Got a load of footage. Messed around. Had a chat. Zin got her armor. I crashed. One of the times, which was annoying, just before the end. I got back in, but then I was stuck in my ship in a weird way. But, yeah. I'm going to go find someone that's on Twitch that you guys can go and watch if you would like. Who is around? Oh, we're gonna give Captain Burke some love because I love his beautiful voice. Go give Captain Burke some love on Twitch. I will be back on Thursday or Friday. Depends on what's going on. Actually, maybe me and Zin will stream at some point. We'll stream some Xenothreat. See if we get a community event on the go as well. Get Zin to organise that if we've got time. Yeah, I'm really enjoying Xenothreat. I'm really looking forward to CitizenCon, 9th of October. Everything's the run up to CitizenCon now, kinda. And we've got the monthly reports, I think, coming out tomorrow, which is pretty cool. And looking forward to, yeah, whatever they've got planned for CitizenCon 3.15 and all that sort of jazz. But I'd love to hear from you in the comments below, or you can get me at richardbodgamer.co.uk if you want to email me, or on my Discord, discord.gg/bodgamer. And if you'd like to be a mod as well on the YouTube or the Twitch or the YouTube comments or on the Discord, message me and tell me what you'd like to do. Love you, lads. Peace out. I'm sorry that I'm disappearing. Just Ethics Gradient has just turned up. I love you. You know you have much love. Kisses. But I'm sorry that I'm dashing off. Right, Star. Thank you for the love. So CIG never confirmed that we'll be able to find a derelict Bengal and compare it. So I'm expecting us to be able to pick those ships up in game, even the giant ships. But they'll be very hard to get and very limited amount. But that's going to be in the future. But, thanks very much for the love, guys. You take care. Talk soon. Peace.